All right, we're going to talk about competition versus community, and I'm going to be talking about this through the lens of film school because that's my context for an artistic community, but this could kind of apply itself to other artistic communities or other art school. Art school is a beautiful place. It's awesome, but it can sometimes bring out these scary emotions on the left, particularly. We got the competitor and the communiteer. The asterisk up here is to indicate that competition is not always a bad thing. Sometimes competition is really healthy in a way that seeing other people really good and succeeding can help you aspire to be as good as them or to learn from them. But that is not this. This is like an unhealthy competitor. This is someone who is very prideful and angry and all these bad things. We'll just get into it. Feeds on slander. This means that they love talking bad about other people's films. You have a day in class where you show everybody's films. That person immediately wants to go to a room with somebody and just blabber and just talk crap all about how much he hated their films, how bad they were, and their sense of value comes from being better than others. It's all from just slander and tearing others down, as opposed to the community-er, which feeds on open discussion, which means they desire to talk about these films openly and with people and actually to the people that made them. And they want to build them up. So encouraging, talk about, oh, I loved when you did this, I love that. And then offering critique, like here's ways you could improve. I would love to see you improve in this way. Facilitating open discussion with people, encouraging, building others up, and still leaving room for how they can improve in a loving way. So then we have being cliquey. So this means that they kind of only talk to 2 or 3 people in the class and they don't really like branching out. Like they're not the type of people to bring in new people on a project. They're kind of just sticking in their lane and giving other people the cold shoulder, as opposed to open posture, which means that they are open and want to, facilitate friendships with people in the class. They want to collaborate in ways they haven't with new people. I've been in this quite a bit in film school. I've been all of these throughout my life quite often, and that's kind of why I'm writing it out, to kind of show ways that I can work on being these more. But yeah, open posture, you're actually being just a nice person to people who you may not be all that familiar with. The rat race coded bullet point here is very much me. I don't know if anybody else has felt this, but it's a sin that I'm susceptible to, is you view all your peers purely as competitors. So like you view everyone else as, I need to be better than them so that I can get this job after college. I can get the moment when the Warner Brothers executive walks in and he's like, I'm offering the next Batman movie to whoever made the best short film. That's, something I envisioned, but it's something maybe you don't want. And instead, maybe what you want is to seek collaborators. These people that you're with are really cool, and they could be people you end up working with for the next 20, 30 years. You might meet a really cool editor who you just want to edit all your stuff after class, or just another writer you want to write stuff with, or just a friend that you just want to hang out with. You seek collaborators. You're not viewing other people as competition. You're viewing them purely as just fellow creators who also want to make cool stuff. And that's beautiful. Joy at the sight of inferiority. So this one kind of connects to this one. It's basically where you go to, this is especially true at film festivals, is you go to a film festival and you are hoping that the other films aren't good. And when another film plays that isn't as good as yours, you're celebrating. This person's celebrating about it, and they're happy that their film is better than the other people's. As opposed to joy at the sight of beauty, which is where you actually just want good movies to be made. Even if you're a senior and a freshman makes a film better than you should be celebrating that, because a beautiful film was just made. And even the fact that a film was made, that should be celebrated too, because you'll be surprised at actually how rare that is, or how challenging that is for some people to even complete a film. So the fact that someone even made a film that is trying to be beautiful is beautiful. That should be celebrated. Even if it hurts your ego a little bit, you should be happy and excited, because you would want other people to be happy and excited for your film. You don't want them to have that attitude of pompousness toward your thing. You want them also to love your thing, so you should be loving to their thing. We got pride in their own taste. So this is a guy who he has a Criterion channel. subscription, and he recently discovered Jacques Demy. He's like, oh, I love Jacques Demy. No one else in this class gets Jacques Demy. And one day he hears someone say that No Way Home is their favorite movie, and he's wreathing. Oh, his skin's red. He's got smoke coming up. He's just flabbergasted by the idea that anyone would think No Way Home is amazing. I was in film school once, and one time there was this crazy argument that broke out over the Barbie movie. Like this crazy argument to the point where like class ended early, and it ended with someone saying like, I don't respect your opinion. I don't think you're valid at all. Nobody wanted to work with him after that. No one wanted to make movies with him after that. And that's because no one wants to work with that person because he wasn't loving other people's perspective and their taste. He wasn't trying to actually understand why they love something, because you want other people to understand why you love something. Maybe they have a really personal reason for liking that movie, and that's beautiful. Don't think that your taste is be all end all, that it's so morally superior and awesome. They cling to their way. So this is like someone who really just like they have to be the director. They have to bring out their vision. They have to. And if it's if they're not the director, it's a sham. The project's done. The film's done. It's over. As opposed to someone who wants to serve the piece, or the peers. So the piece would be like, maybe you wouldn't be the best director for this project because maybe this other person has a much more emotional attachment to the script and would bring out the film in a bit of a clearer way than you would. Or maybe that person would be a better DP because they know how to light this environment a bit better than you. And the peers aspect is maybe you would be the better director in that situation, but maybe in that situation, that person who's a bit less experienced than you just really needs to direct. They really just need a project to take the reins on. And what you need to do is just be a really good crew member for him and uplift him and help him learn. That would be an example of serving your peers. Even if the film suffers a little bit, maybe the experience of letting that person take that position is really worth it in the end. And this all kind of equals out to like terrible vibe, awesome vibe. You usually end up feeling pretty crappy about yourself from all this, and then from this one, you usually feel pretty awesome about yourself. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that once you actually start encouraging others, lifting others up, not always raising yourself up above others, just wanting to see beautiful art be made, you actually feel really good about yourself, and then in turn, other people encourage you, and that's really beautiful. And I just think these are things to think about because with film school, with art school, you're not paying for the degree. I certainly wasn't. I was not paying for that piece of paper. I was paying for two things. I was paying for community, and I was paying for opportunity and the film gear, because the film gear was sweet. But opportunity is, you want, the opportunities that the school gets you. Maybe they connect you with a job or cool creative endeavors that you wouldn't have access to otherwise. Or community. A lot of people crave community right now. A lot of artistic people don't have anybody to share their art with. They don't have people to talk about art with. And they really are probably really jealous of what you have. Even if you don't get along with all the other people in the class, if you try, maybe you will. And maybe someday you'll look back and be like, wow, I really miss that artistic community. Or think about back when you lived in a really small cornfield town and no one else knew or cared about making movies, and you were just hoping, praying for a fellow filmmaker to hang out with. And now you have a bunch of them. That's awesome. So just keep these things in mind. Check your posture. It's not the end of the world, I promise you. Like with Rat Race Coded, I should probably go back to this. Like, you're gonna be fine if you're working hard and you're a nice person and you just love making things. You just keep making things, keep improving. You're gonna be fine. Okay, you're gonna be fine. The industry has a place for you. It's gonna be okay. That's a pretty unpopular opinion because all you hear is, oh, the industry is so competitive. It's so strict. You could barely get you'll be fine. Okay, you'll be fine. If you're a good person, you like making stuff, you make stuff, you'll be good. The last part was a bit scrambled, but that's okay. I think that's all I got. Community is awesome. It's beautiful. Don't take it for granted. Check your posture, and go out and make a movie with your community around you, and then go get awesome food after.